What's good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're doing another rebuilding challenge. We're doing the 2-team 1-year rebuild. Now, the plan is to get one team from the East and one team from the West randomly and try to rebuild both teams in the same year so they meet in the championship and they duke it out for the ring. So let's head over to 2K over here. Of course, again, we're going to randomly do it, so I'm going to stop in 3, 2, 1. The Grizzlies is my Western Conference team. It's not that great. And we're going to stop in 3, 2, 1. That's another Western Conference team, so we're going to keep going. 3, 2, 1. And the Pacers. The Grizzlies and the Pacers are the two teams we're going to be trying to rebuild in just one season. Now, we'll take a look at their team. Of course, they paid Mike Conley that big contract this year. Okay, for you guys that are Memphis Grizzlies fans, don't be mad because we probably will deal guys like Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, guys who've been here for a long time, Tony Allen. They're probably all going to get dealt because we need to win a championship at least, or get to the championship in 1 year. Take a look at the Pacers. They're pretty nice as far as having Paul George. They have a superstar. Myles Turner's only being 20 years old. He's going to have a lot of trade value, so he's probably going to be on the move. So I think we're going to start off with the Pacers. I think that's the easiest job, to try to get this Pacer team to a championship contender year one. So let's try to start off with some trades. Let's try to see what Myles Turner in this year's first round can bring. I'm guessing he can definitely bring us a guy like DeAndre Jordan. That's the guy I'm thinking, but maybe even more, because I'm guessing he's like at least a 3-star guy. Yes, he is 3 stars. Let's see what we got here. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't make trades between our two teams. And I think just because Myles Turner's not making pretty much any money, there's not going to be any big name players here. So no big deal. I'm going to manually put together some trades and we'll be back. I said that I was looking to get DeAndre Jordan. We worked out a trade. I just offered them Monte Ellis in the second rounder to start off with. They were like, no. They came with the counter of Kevin Serafin, and we're getting back Diamond Stone. That is a easy trade, especially since Monte really hasn't been that great. I think his overall was like a 77. So now we have DeAndre Jordan. Myles Turner can definitely be on the move. We want to get rid of Al Jefferson too in a second rounder. He's making $10 million a year, which is not too bad, but I really just want to bring in as much cap space as possible. We can make this trade. This will free up just a little bit of cap, but we do get that first round pick, and then we can flip Miles Plumlee. But let's see if there's any other trade with first round picks involved. From the Atlanta Hawks, we can do that, free up just about $2,000 in cap. Let's see which ones. That's 1.5 star from the Pelicans. What else we got here? 1.5 star from the Bucks. 1.5 star from the Hawks. Let's do the Pelican one. It is a draft pick for next year. Now that trade, we actually take in some money when it comes to Omer Asik, but we're just going to flip him right off the bat for a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie because he's making pretty much a minimum contract, or Allen Williams. Doesn't really matter. Both guys are making basically a minimum of about $1 million a year. So there we go. We freed up a lot of cap space. So now when we try to do a trade for Myles Turner and a first rounder, we should be nice set. We don't have to really worry about numbers just because we made those trades to free up some cap space. So let's see what we can get now. And if nothing is there, again, I'll put together something manually like I did with the first trade of this video. See, I want to bring in a better shooting guard because we did trade Monte. Let's go get a better shooting guard. I see Chris Middleton here. We may come back to that one, but let me see if I can draw something up myself. This trade is an easy one for me. Jeff Teague, we're going to be making a trade to bring back George Hill, who in real life have been tearing it up, even though he can't really stay healthy at this moment. We're also bringing in the GOAT, my favorite guy to get in every video, Rudy Gobert, and he's going to come off the bench for us as our 6th man probably at that center position. And now we definitely got to get rid of Myles Turner. But now we have a somewhat solid PG. I respect George Hill enough to say he can lead us to a championship as far as our PG position. One thing I was thinking though, let's try to do this. We could make, let's do this actually. We're going to have Rudy Gobert be our starting power forward, and then we can probably trade Thad Young, and still Myles Turner's here too. I cannot find a trade for Myles Turner. I've tried a lot of shooting guards and I just can't make it happen. So maybe if I package him and Thad in the first rounder, maybe that'll get it done. But really the only guy I can see us getting is Chris Middleton, which is not a bad trade. Again, it's right here, but I don't know. I feel like we can bring in more with Myles Turner, man. I just feel like there's more out there for him with that 3-star trade value. But I don't know. Let's try to do this. I don't want to give up that That'll put us over the cap, no big deal. We can trade you guys. You guys want Aaron Brooks? You give us back your worst player. Give us. Oh, Aaron Brooks doesn't even put us over. Okay. You guys want Rodney? They don't want that. You know, we can do something that teams always love is a bunch of second round picks. We got 2 left. There we go. Now Chris Middleton is on the team, so that was a pretty painless trade there. But now our bench need a little help. I love CJ Myles coming off our bench being our 6th man. I love that a lot. But we can actually trade Thad Young now. We still have a bunch of first round picks on this team. I'm liking what we got going on though. I like what we got so far. We haven't even touched the Memphis Grizzlies, but I'm afraid that now that we stacked up this Pacer team, there's not going to be a lot of players out there for our Grizzlies to make trades with. We can bring back Turner. You know what I didn't do though? I didn't check to see what Turner's overall goes up to if he is a power forward. I didn't even check that out. I should have done that. I should have definitely done that. So you know what? We're gonna do this trade, right? Yes, we're bringing back Turner, but let's just think about it like this. We basically just traded Thad Young, right? If we take a look at these trade reports, we basically traded Thad Young, Rodney Stuckey at 2 second rounders and a first rounder for Chris Middleton and Greg Monroe. Just think about it that way. So let's try this with Myles Turner. Oh yeah, he actually goes up. So he's not a bad guy to come off our bench now. As a bench power forward, no question, he can get that thing done. But one thing I don't like is Greg Monroe. So hopefully he has some trade value. We need another guard to come off our bench. I'm thinking PG or shooting guard. And honestly, we may be done making trades with this team. There's another guard in J.R. Smith. Nicholas Batum, I've tried to make Nicholas Batum a shooting guard before, and it doesn't really do him any justice. His overall actually goes down. When it comes to guards, we're not getting offered much. So again, I'll be back when we manually put one together. I like this trade. I don't know if they're going to accept this. Sean Kilpatrick and Bojan Bogdanovic. I just drew this up, and they agreed to it without a doubt. So there is, oh my God, they want Sean Kilpatrick to start over Chris Middleton. Not happening. But there is a team for this Indiana Pacers thing. Even if this team doesn't end up being good, we still have draft picks that we can trade, which is so clutch later in the season if we need. We still don't have a backup PG, which is kind of iffy. So maybe we're not done just yet. Maybe we can trade, we can flip this guy who we just got in a trade for a better backup PG, and then we'll be all set. There's got to be at least one, right? There's got to be a PG out there. Jose Calderon's not worth it, but JJ Barea, maybe they do, without a doubt. And now we still have 2 more first rounders if we need them later. So the Indiana Pacers look stacked. I definitely think we can contend, especially with Paul George leading the way. So this is what the team is oh, not that one. We want to do this one. This is what the team is looking like here. George Hill is back. Chris Middleton, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, and DeAndre Jordan. Off the bench, we have Myles Turner, Sean Kilpatrick, CJ Myles, JJ Barea, and actually we just want it to be a 9-man rotation. So let's move on to the Memphis Grizzlies. Now I know that Marc Gasol is pretty much having one of the best seasons of his career without a doubt, but we're going to trade him for basically Blake Griffin and JJ Redick. That hurts Memphis Grizzly fans. I know. It even hurts me, and I'm not even a fan. But Marc Gasol had to go, and we bring in Blake. Now, my plan is to trade Zach Randolph now. Now, the one thing about this team is we don't have many first-round picks, as you can see. We got a ton of second-round picks, but no first-rounders at this point. So, Zach Randolph, I want to bring in a better center for Zach Randolph. And one reason I did do that trade is because we got JJ Redick, which is a nice trade. Because JJ is a beast. JJ is definitely a beast. Okay. Let's do this trade. Zach Randolph for a future first rounder. Now, that may come back and bite us, but I have a plan, boys. I have a plan. Don't worry. Chandler Parsons. He really hasn't done what the Memphis Grizzlies fans thought he would. So let's get rid of him. Right here, right now. Paul Millsap. If I make Blake Griffin the center, do you think his overall go up or down, man? Because you think of a front court with Paul Millsap and Blake Griffin, that sounds great. We'll come back to that one. Maybe there's better options down the line. And not really seeing it. So let's try this Paul Millsap trade, right? Luckily, this is a 1-year rebuild. Paul Millsap on a 1-year contract, so that contract means nothing to me. Because we ain't got to worry about re-signing him because we won in the championship in the first year, hopefully. So let's try this. His overall goes down. Okay, let's try it with Paul Millsap. His overall goes down. Okay, that's frustrating. But you know what we can always do? Flip Paul. Flip Paul for a better guy. I know Bosch overall pretty much stays the same if you make him a center. So that may be the move that we do. Oh, LaMarcus. Very curious about LaMarcus if you make him a center. I know our front court may not have a lot of defense. It's not what the Memphis Grizzlies fans are used to in their front court, but his overall goes down a little bit, but I think that's still fine. We also brought in a first round pick along with that. So let's see what the team is looking like now. We're keeping Mike Conley. I would rather, to be honest, I'd rather have this lineup like this, have Tony Allen be the small forward, but even that I don't like too much. So we got to bring in a better small forward. But let's see if we change his position to small forward. His overall goes up to 80. Wow. Okay, he's been playing out of position, but we got a lot of centers, it seems like. Or actually, we got a lot of forwards. We're going to make more trades, basically. I'll be back once we figure it out, but we are not done yet. I'm sorry, Memphis, man. I'm sorry. I did not want to decimate this team this much. But I did it. I did it. I'm sorry. There is pretty much the Memphis that you know is no longer there. There is no Zach Randolph. There is no Mike Conley. There is no Marc Gasol. I'm sorry, boys. I had to do it, man. I think this team is better now that Kemba's on the team. We also picked up Nicholas Batum in that trade, which is pretty clutch. I wonder how much money we saved by making that trade. Maybe not much, but it's still something. And now that we have Tony Allen and Nicholas Batum, we can trade one of them. And I'd much rather have Nicholas Batum because he's better on offense. So let's try to do this Tony Allen trade. We could pick up a first rounder from the Hawks, which is worth 2.5 stars. Darren Collison, our backup point guard right now, is pretty much non-existent. So maybe Darren Collison may be a nice move there. I'm always thinking about picks, though. Let me see. Let me figure this out. So PG position, yeah, our backup PG is kind of scary because we don't have anything. And then our backup shooting guard is kind of scary because we don't have anything. So let me try that again. Actually, let's see what Nicholas Batum value brings. Why not? Why not try Nicholas Batum? We tried Tony Allen. Let's try Nicholas Batum. We could bring in Derek Favors, Harrison Barnes, Tyreek Evans. Some solid trades, but nothing really that we're looking for. So we're going to go back to TA, first team all defense, is what he calls himself. He deserved it, right? And we may do this Darren Collison trade. Because, again, I'm not seeing nothing much better. Patty Mills, I think it's very similar. So we'll go with the Darren Collison trade right there. And I think our bench sucks, though. I think our bench is kind of trash. We got Darren Collison, Brandon Wright, JaMychal Green, and Tiago Splitter. Like, this bench is pretty bad. So I'm going to try my best to improve our bench, but I don't know how much better it can get. All right, we're going to make this trade to pick up J.R. Smith. Get some scoring off our bench. That's what we need. And also a backup shooting guard because J.J. Redick was all alone. So we got two great shooters at our shooting guard positions. And I think we're fine. I think we're fine for now. And if it's not working out very similar to the other team, we can make some trades at the All-Star break. But I'm going to get to some games finally after so many trades. All of these trades happened today. A lot of them. And hopefully they made both teams better. 50-6, boys. 35. Count it. 35 game win streak. I think that's the second highest win streak we've had on this channel. Even this game, we scored 147 points. We gave up 43 points to D'Angelo Russell alone, but the team just destroyed everything, and it has been destroying everything since November, and we're all the way in February. Now, the Grizzlies are good too. They're fourth in the West. The West is strong, man. With a 41-16 record, that's fourth. For you guys that are wondering, you go over the settings. Everything is the way it should, 50s across the board. I don't understand it, but I'm not going to complain. Blake Griffin is leading all scores for our team there. Kemba not too far behind him. We got a lot of great players, so I didn't expect anybody to average over. Pretty much this is what I expected. Now the Pacers, we have Paul George, so I expect him to score about this too. And we're not stopping. We're going to continue to sim just because, well, we're playing so well as a team. Both teams. So Russell Westbrook wins MVP, Rookie of the Year went to Ben Simmons, Brandon Knight wins Sixth Man, Defensive Player of the Year Hassan Whiteside, Jeremy Lin Most Improved, and our boy Nate McMillan for the Indiana Pacers. We went 72-10, boys. 72-10. But the Grizzlies didn't finish so hot. I mean, that's still fourth, but we were on a better streak at the All-Star break. We finished 55-27 with this team and 72-10 with the other. Here are the final stats if you're curious. Let's get into it. First round, we're going against the Washington Wizards on this side and Russell Westbrook on this side. So let's focus on this left side just because Russell's going to be hard to stop. Never mind. We swept him. What did we keep? We kept Russ. I mean, he still averaged a triple-double in those 4 games, but I guess he had really no help. And we got out of there. But we're going against... That's the worst part about being the 4th seed. You will always go against the Golden State Warriors in the second round. Over there in the East, I don't think we should have a problem in the East. If we finish 72-10, no team is going to stop us in the East. So I'm expecting, easy things over there. On this side, see, we lose game 1 and we got blown out. Okay. No, please don't do this to me. We're down 3-0. Oh, please don't. We need these W's, team. We need W's. Let's lower the bench depth. I don't know what to do. Okay. All right. No, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. Game 7, we lose by 19. Oh, my God. I thought we did it, boys. I thought we came back from 3-0, and it's almost impossible, and we got ran in Game 7. Let's just hope let's focus on the Pacers then. We should again beat the Cavs, yeah. Let's take our revenge and beat this team. Let's sweep them, actually. Oh, we didn't sweep them, but we did win the championship. 28 points per game for MVP Paul George. We beat him in 5. And that's going to be it. So if you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to leave it a like. Unfortunately, we did not succeed, but I think we did a pretty dang good job trying to make these teams elite. The Memphis Grizzlies was tough just because they don't have many draft picks. They have older players, so the trade value is not really there. Maybe if I would have kept the core together, it's possible, but we'll never really know unless we come back to the challenge. That something we may do if you guys really enjoyed this. So it's been the King of the Fourth Quarter. Just to leave a like. I'm out. Thanks so much for watching.